We're into men's round 2. Chris Parish is our first competitor out. He had a 0 score based upon the fact that his handle was deemed to be too long after clearing half at 41 off, or 10.25 meters. So, yes, we do have confirmation that not only is the final a 12-meter start, but round 2 as well. And therefore, that means that Chris Parish, you just saw him go into the course at 12 meters and run it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these competitors looking down this list, all these guys are well capable of, 35 isn't really a big deal for them. Where 35 off, going off the dock, will take a play is, as the wind stands right now, it's going to set them up for a 41 tailwind. So I'll have 39 into the wind, which will help some of these skiers. Some of these guys who, we had 10 skiers into 41 off. If they run up the line, that's going to be taking 41 tail. So I'd be curious to see if we see some opting up here, maybe a 35, 39 opportunity here coming up for some of these skiers. So we'll see.
All right, plenty of skiing ahead. We've got 20 skiers on this list. And they're all going in at 35 off. I wonder how comfortably that sits with the likes of young Blaze Grubs, who is on dock side right now.
Blaze, I think, should be fine. 35 off. Really kind of turning into be one really heck of a skier, but I don't think it's too often that he's paired up with Mr. Chris Parish, the tower, going up right after him. It could be a fun little motivating factor. I mean, CP did post a score of 1 at 41 in the first round, but unfortunately that handle being too long. Let's go ahead and head down over to dock. I think we got Wade.
All right, gonna.
Hey guys, I'm at the dock here with Sean Hunter. And Sean, that first round, maybe the best 39 I've ever seen you run to date, huh?
Yeah, no, it was a really good 10.7. I was actually really happy with it. I ran in a pretty good tailwind, but kind of bummed out about 41 because I only got a half into a good headwind. But next round, hopefully I can make some changes.
Well, so anybody you want to say hello to?
Shout out to everybody back in Alabama. Everybody at Lake 38, everyone in Dothan, anyone watching, really, thanks for tuning in to the webcast.
There you go. You'll see Sean up soon. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Wade. Always good to kind of get the mindset what some of the competition's thinking down in the dock. Got CP in the water down there at the end.
He's run through 12 and 11 now. Now it's 10.75.
So this is a pass that he made look, he's been making look easy for the past 2 decades. So 39 off, here we go. Chris Parish.
Let's see who we have. Here we go. Chris Parish, 10.75 meters. Looking very comfortable here. Handle up a little bit high on. Oh, whoa. And
wow.
Man, I spoke too soon.
Man, that was a great looking start there at 39. 1, 2, and 3 looked good, and then we saw a 4-ball. Kind of checked up a little bit, and that ski got slow on him and bit him a little bit out of shape. And that's that's one of the tough parts of being a bigger skier like Chris is once he gets bit out of shape, it can be more difficult to recover. Versus the likes of some of the smaller competitors out there. We'll see here in this 4-ball. Just kind of gets a little bit bit out in the back seat, loses that direction over to 5, and now he's forced to take a big 5-ball there. And, unfortunately, the ski not able to stay in the water and Chris not able to hold on. So I know he'll be disappointed with that. He ran it the first round, but it was, counted as a 0. But, nonetheless, solid props to Chris going out there. And he's been attacking it all season, and it's been a pretty good year for him. So I know he'll be a little bit disappointed in that score, but it was good to see him out there.
All right, so got Blaze Grubs there. We're getting set for our second competitor to take to water. I'll tell you what, I'm liking the heck out of these 2 U-bars.
Oh, those are good. I've already knocked down a couple of these cranberry ones here every time that we're between skiers, and I don't have to chew on the microphone.
Yeah, Bananas Foster gets me.
I'm not a big banana guy.
You're not a big banana guy?
Yeah, it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
All right, coming from the West Coast, Mr. Blaze Grubs. Cool to see here at a pro slalom event. For me, I remember meeting Blaze 8-10 years ago. Little boys, one kid ripping around. So it's cool to see him here on the dock.
Ready?
With squeezed in between some competitors that are really starting to turn it on, some pro events. So got to get your feet wet, and no better place to do it here than the Swiss Pro.
All right, here we go. Blaze Grubs. I think out of Sacramento, California. Somewhere around that area, Rio Linda. Home of Belacqua. Getting a little bit separated from the handle off 5 into number 6, but tell you what, doing very well, especially being forced into 35 off or 12 meters right off the gut.
Yeah, for a skier a little bit maybe newer to the scene, like Blaze is, younger guy, he hasn't really had a lot of opportunities to go out there and 35 it's a pass that he runs regularly, but to go off and get thrown out of your routine, and then that just speaks to how long you're on tour for, and got a lot of veterans who've been forced into cold 38s, cold 39s, and Blaze is getting a taste of what it's going to be like to be a professional skier and get some adverse conditions thrown at you.
All right, be sure to submit your vote for Skier of the Day. The poll is still open all the way through to the very end of the competition. Go to SwissProSlalom.com. Here we go. Turns in. Goes cross course. All getting a little bit on the back seat there off 3 into 4, but still there, still keeping everything. Oh, and he's inside buoy number 6 there.
Man, Tony, I thought I know he didn't quite have the 5 ball he wanted. I thought he left himself enough rope to get around 6, and, obviously just didn't quite get around there, but, what an effort by Blaze Grubs, kind of fighting through that pass there. His 2.4 is something to be reckoned with. He's got a really stellar 2.4, and that's a lot of potential to take that kind of turn and turn it into some deep line lengths. And so, unfortunately, just coming up shy there at 6 ball. So a big 4 ball here from him. I thought this got him back in it. And let's try to see what happened here at 5. Nice over front of the ski, looks good. And just didn't quite have that line, kind of pulled that handle up into his chest. And when you do that, you pull up, you go up, and you sat back on that ski. And when you lose that angle like that, it's so hard to make it back up that late into the course. And just inside, hearing official confirmation, 5 at 38 off for Blaze Grubs. So good effort out there, bud. Tough break, but it's good to see you out here at the pro events.
All right, so now we've got a skier who's been performing well in recent times, but didn't quite have the score in the round previous to this one to make an impact upon the field. This is Col McCormick.
Cole's been a guy this summer. It's been a lot of fun to watch, man. I kind of said the same thing with Blaze, kind of watching these kids grow up. Makes me feel a little bit older now because, Cole's always been a little bit younger than I was. And, but he's really turned it on these last few years. And this season in particular, consistently getting through 39, chipping his way, 2, 3, 4, 41. Really impressive skiing from Cole. And it's great to see some new faces out there in these slalom events with some guys who are really competitive riding that new LaPointe ski. So it's good to see some competition out there for some of these other ski brands, some innovation, and Cole making it look easy. Obviously, they're 35 off. Shouldn't be a big deal for him. Only 1.5 at 39 in the first round. Well capable of, scores deep into 41. So we'll go ahead and wipe that one off the book for him. He's going to hit this course and hit this attempt with a fresh head.
All right, then, continuing right along, getting comments in left, right, and center here on our YouTube channel. Zach's especially liking the most recent comment.
Getting called out for me not liking bananas. I just don't like them. Not my thing.
I plead the fifth. All right, then. Here we go. We got Col McCormick coming in now, 11.25 meters. Now, maybe this need to come in on 12 meters, this compulsion now to have to go in on 12 meters may actually force these skiers to really battle a little bit harder and really come through with the performance that they need.
Yeah,
when you've got skiers backed into the wall and backed into the corner, they come out like a tiger.
Yeah, I'm curious to see kind of what some of these skiers down the rope do if they elect to take that 39 headwind and then have that 41 tail, because it is going to take a score of at least 2 at 38, 2 at 39. Wow, I'm way off. 2 at 41 to get into this into the finals. So Cole set himself up for a nice 39 headwind now. He needs to get that through first. But that 38 looked good. Got a little hitched up out of 4. But is able to regain composure, get the handle back up to the hips, and get locked down and is early for 6. So no big deal there, 38. 39, this is what got him the first round. Mm-hmm. He's going to have a headwind this time. He took it from the other end last, so let's see what he can do here. He's got to be able to get through 39, and he's well capable of that. We saw it at the Travers Grand Prix a few weeks ago. We've seen it at countless events throughout the summer. Really one of the more consistent skiers on tour all summer, and so let's see what he can do rounding out this year.
All right, here we go. This now is Col McCormick at 10.75 meters. Still having to play catch-up. Look at this. Can't afford to put too much of a foot wrong. This is 39.5 off. Oh, beauty of a pass. There he goes. He's back on track.
There it was. That was a huge confident boost for Cole, going out 1.5 the first round. And that was one of the prettiest 39s I've seen run by any of the men today. And that's what we've been seeing out of Cole all summer. So it was good to see Cole kind of regain his confidence, run a nice, aggressive, solid skiing 39. You see one ball there. He hooked up. That ski didn't rise up on him at all. Over to 2. Nice tight line the whole time. I really wasn't worried for him at all through this 39. It looked in composure, good-looking slalom skiing, and a great-looking 39 off.
All right, then. So good skiing. And, Zach, have you ever seen the movie Days of Thunder?
No, I haven't. I maybe I have. Well, why don't you give me a quick
the main
spark
character
notes.
Got into a little bit of a funk, and then a little bit ways down the line in the movie had to drive through a particularly perilous situation, and came through in the clutch. He got through it, Harry.
Well, I don't know if I've quite seen that movie or know the reference, but regardless,
you
Cole,
want to see it.
Well, I'll go watch it now. But here we go, Cole. 41 off. It's going to take at least something of 2 to even put his name in the hat for the finals. Let's see what he's got for us today. Needs a good one ball here.
Certainly needs more than 2.
Big one.
Come on,
checked
round
up at 2.
number 2.
Can he get the ski around 3?
Oh, that's the first crash that we're looking for the day.
Whoa, man! I know we talked about it earlier. That rope came awfully scary there.
Wow, yes.
Around 3 ball and laying it all out there. I see smiles from Cole, so I think he's okay. But man, this one ball was a beautiful one ball. It's what you want to have, and he almost got himself too early to 2 ball and got off the handle and kind of was waiting on the buoy. But good one, good angle over to 2. Let's see what happened here, Tony. Just a little bit over, just got a little slow there. And did he get his ski around 3?
So at the very least, it's 2 1/4. Oh, Matt! Oh, gee!
Wow!
Oh my word!
Whew. That I got goosebumps, Tony, because you don't like to see the rope get wrapped up like that, and I know we've seen it happen a few times in some pro events, and glad Cole's okay there, because that could have been a very hairy situation, and what an effort there. And just hearing confirmation, I mean, 2.5 at 41.
Ooh.
And
oh my word!
Wow,
that beggars belief.
But regardless, 2 at 40 or 2.5 at 41. That puts him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That puts him in outright 7th place right now. So that being said, if the scores were to stand as they are, he would be through to the finals 2.5. But he's got some skiers that are left on the dock that are well capable of surpassing that 2.5. We'll see how it holds up for him there.
Well, at this moment in the proceedings, 2.5 would actually put him currently in 7th place, and hasn't displaced anyone completely yet, because there are a 3-way tie for 2 at 10.25 meters. So that would be like a 3-way tie for 8th right now.
Correct. And we'll have to confirm with the judges what our tie-break scenario. We do have backup scores in there. But right now, the cut line to make to even, like I said, throw your hat, your name in the hat is a piece of 2 and a full 2 at 41. Cole doing a good job of setting himself up, stretching the ski out there, getting a piece of 3 ball. That moves him ahead of 3 other competitors that were log jammed at 2. So, but then we got a group of guys at 3, and then Nate holding on to that top spot at 4 still.
All right, then. So there is Thibaut out there on the course on 12 meters now. Just a quick reminder, Austin Abel at 12 meters. I do beg your pardon. Thibaut's going to be coming up in a few skiers, but there's that crash award. That's
and we were sitting here while we were done that rain delay and trying to pack our brain, and we've actually had some really pretty slalom skiing today, and so shout out to Cole. I think he's solely in first place for that crash award, especially after laying on the line there and getting that half buoy that he needed. So it was a worthy crash, and we'll see if it holds up for the finals. And
he might just have won himself an aid vest. There we go. But look at this. This is 11.25 meters. Oh, handle up a little bit high there for Austin Abel, but he gets back on track on that Denali C75 and looking pretty good.
Yeah, getting back in it there. A little bit slow. It makes me a little wary of his 2.4, a little tip rise there, but he's getting that Denali to turn on 1.35 and really ripping it around. So was able to get himself back into the game, but that 2.4, he's got to be able to settle that down if he wants to get through 39 into 41 here.
So Austin Abel has just pulled 401 pounds, I believe. Kilograms. So,
Tony, you're supposed to know kilograms. I'll do the pounds.
Okay. Well, we'll work it out between us. Anyway, Austin Abel's currently in 2nd spot in that ranking list. But let's see if he can get through 39.5 off. If he's to move up into the realm of possibly making it through to the next round, that's what he's got to do at the very least.
All right, he had a score of 2 at 39 in the first round. Needs to get through this pass, a piece of 2 at the next one. So let's see what he's got here. See if we can keep that ski settled down on 2.4 a little bit. Keep that 1.35 aggressive.
Boom.
Good one. A lot of speed over to 2.
Tried to bleed it down off number 2. Come on.
Wow.
And is not going to make it outside buoy number 4 and try to make a play on that. But do you think he made it outside number 4?
I'll have to get back to the replay for that one. I mean, regardless, had a huge one here and then got so compressed. And when you're a tall skier like Austin is, it's really hard to. He did a great job of getting himself up 2, and then we were a little bit slow and skied himself back into that line. Tried his almighty to get a good 3 here. And
that ski just completely cleared out the water. He got round number 4.
and just not quite able to hold on to that slack line. And it would have been a tight one getting back to those gates, but 3.5 at 39 for Austin Abel here in the official score now. So solid effort. Just maybe bit off a little bit too much with that one ball there. And when you do that, it kind of throws your rhythm out and not quite able to recover from that. But I'm curious to see what the pounds per pressure were on that guy because that looked like a big one ball there.
Yes, indeedy. So we're going to get the stats any moment now, but that is Austin Abel. His best score out of the 2 rounds, 3 1/2 at 10.75 meters or 39.5 off. Here we go. Standing at 6'9" and weighing 216 pounds. He pulled 884 pounds of pressure, and which equates to a 4.1 to 1. And no surprise there with the 0 off setting of C2.
You look at that height, and 6'9", he's our tallest competitor on site today. And it is nice being a slalom skier and being tall. It does have its disadvantages though, and when you do get a little bit out of shape, that's a lot more body and a lot more mass to try to recover from. Where you see some of the smaller, scrappier skiers, I'd call them. To be taller like that, you really got to be skiing textbook. And if you get a little bit out of shape, it's tough to recover from. But solid effort there from Austin Abel. Next on the water, coming down from Bumpus. I would have pronounced it wrong, Tony, not going to lie. But anyways, here we go. Corey Vaughn, Peace, Love, and Water Ski, the man himself, 35 off.
All right, here we go. Corey Vaughn, who's running a ski camp up there in Bumpus, Virginia. Had one of their last training clinics of the season right up there, along with Mike Kuziak. And doing pretty well up there from all accounts. I'm sure Amelia along the shoreline is watching intently. And I think he's actually rocking a bent handle.
He may. I remember that, for a long time that was a big thing, and what the idea behind the bent handle is to
relaxed grip handle.
Be able to relax a little bit and take a little bit of that pressure out of your elbows and, generally speaking, have a more comfortable grip and able to lock those arms out. You don't see a ton of slalom skiers using them, but, I know John Travers rocked a bent handle for a little while, and it's definitely something to play around with, and especially if you had any injuries with the elbows or things like that, it's easier to fully extend those arms behind the boat and be more in a powerful position with a bent handle like that. A little more unorthodox, but like we said, there's no style points in slalom. It's however you get it done.
All right, let's have a look and see. Corey Vaughn approaching the course. Here he is on 11.25 meters. Second pass in. Making sure that gets good extension on this particular run. There we go, buoy number 4. And number 5. And with his round of 6 buoys on that particular pass, let's join Wade Cox on the dock.
Hey, I'm here with Col Mccormick. Cole, much better score than the first round. A little bit of almost a freaky accident there at the end, though, huh?
Yeah, that was a little scary. The rope kind of wrapped around my body, and I felt it as I was crashing, and I just had the instinct to, flip it off and kind of save myself there at the end.
Yeah, for those of you at home, that was the saving grace. He held on. You could see on the replay the way he flicked it over. So much better score that round. How'd you like 39 going away from the dock?
It's a lot easier, so that way you've got, the shore and the shadows from the trees at one ball, so it makes you want to, come off your edge a little early that way. So this way, having, an open lake at one ball, it makes the one ball shot much easier, and so that was definitely helpful. Not to mention you had a headwind, but I think the one ball shot was definitely key there.
Yeah, because that was a sweet 39, and we'll be hopefully seeing Cole again soon. He's going to have to stick around and wait it out now. Back to you, Tony.
All right, here we go.
We're back. Corey Vaughn, 10.75. Oh. horrid one on getting really pitted out there into buoy number 3. He's really skiing out of his comfort zone right now. Oh, my word. That is probably the scrappiest 10.75 I've seen him run in a long, long time.
I think that might have just got him some votes for skier of the day, because the fact that he was able to run 39 off after a one ball like that, watching this replay, I mean, that's just pure guts right there, just going for that and kind of getting high-sided on 2, getting back down. I'm speechless. I mean, I'm really surprised he was able to get through that 39 and keep that ski in the water.
That fin left the water there on number 3.
Yeah, and what an effort for Corey to fight his way through that. And, hey, he's through 39. We just touched on it. There's no style points. So, I mean, get through all 6 and through the gates, and the rest is fair game. So,
took a big old shoulder lunge there out the exit gates. Oh, my word. But if you feel that performance is worthy of skier of the day, then why not hit us up with a vote on SwissProSlalom.com. SwissProSlalom.com. Make sure your vote is in for Corey Vaughn, if that's whom you would select to be the skier of the day.
All right, well, he's through 39. We already saw Cole for round 2 has the lead score of 2.5 at 41, which has him sitting in 7th. So Corey knows he needs a piece of 3 ball to even start talking about moving on further. Let's see what he's got here for us. Just kind of been out of shape. That same 1 ball we saw at 39 at 41, and when you do that at 41, you're just not able to recover from that. So that'll be disappointing for Corey. I know he wanted to get further than that course, which he's well capable of, but it's just that he's not quite getting the ski to finish at the turn there, and he's almost trying to force it with his upper body and pull the ski around, essentially, rather than riding the ski around. And when you start doing that, the skis, regardless of what you're riding, they start acting a little screwy.
All right, good to see some folks that we know tuning in to the webcast. Thank them very much indeed. And if you want more details about this particular site here, the SwissWaterSkiResort.com. SwissWaterSkiResort.com is the place to go. So yes, 1 at 10.25 meters, the final score for Corey Vaughn. We got folks such as Tommy Harrington tuning in. We got Jean-Christophe Fortin tuning in as well. David Crowder, thank you very much indeed. And a whole bunch of other folks. .12-meter start for Federico Jaramillo.
All right, well, like we touched about it earlier with with Blaze and some of these younger guys on the dock, capable of running 35, it's no big deal for him, but it's a lot different when you're on you're at a pro event of this nature with the guys on the dock. He's got Will Asher sitting on the dock right after him. That could be intimidating, and this is kind of what separates you to the next level, being able to handle situations like this, overcome them, adapt, and still perform. So here we go, 35 off for Federico. Shouldn't be too big of a deal here for him. He looks calm and collected so far.
So, nice. The current World Junior Boys Slalom record holder, with, I believe, a score of 5 at 10.75 meters.
All righty.
All right then, folks.
Getting adjusted over here at the announcer's tent, trying to get a little more sun in here now while we got it. So,
yeah, we're just adjusting the tent and nothing else.
Yeah. All right, 38 off. Federico, here we go. Nice looking 35 opening pass. Good looking 1 over to 2. A little taily out of 2. Makes it back up at 3. Still in this, Tony. Big 4 ball there.
Look at this.
Out.
But he still manages to get round number 5, and he still gets round number 6, and that is a mark of a better than average slalom skier.
Yeah, no, you know, Joe Blow ain't going out there and taking a 4 ball like that and recovering.
No,
he made himself up good at 3, and then I think he forgot to take the intensity level down just a touch, and was almost a little too beastly at 4 ball there, and not quite able to hang on, but he was able to get through it and get a full 6 buoys at 38.
All right. So, Federico Aramillo, beastily making his way through that pass.
All right, he had a 4.5 at 39 in round number 1. So, well capable of, if he's getting 4.5, he's probably run this, a few times, and that's what's going to take today. Now, granted, with the 35 off start, he's now got the benefits of having this nice 39 headwind. Wind has picked up a little bit, but we talked about it earlier. That's kind of what these skiers want. Take their hardest pass into the wind. So he's coming back in, 39 off, 10.7.
10.75 meters. Patrice Legay at the helm of that towboat. Let's see what he's got. Federico, entrance gates, number 1. Good snap of the line, round buoy number 2. He still has the ski out in front of him. Look at him go.
3.
Look at this. Look at this. Round buoy number 4. Can't afford to make too many mistakes like that. But he gets round 5 and 6.
There we go.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, there's some excitement there. That's what you like to see. Attaboy. Attaboy.
I think his world junior slalom record is actually a 5 buoy count on 10.75 meters. I don't know whether that was done at 34 miles an hour.
I mean, that was an impressive 39, and 2 balls a little slow out of 2, made me nervous, and he got over to this 3 ball, and he hooked up really well here at 3, got himself in it, a big 4 ball, which is onside turn, and this is the scariest part for being a right foot skier. I could speak to this, is you get 5 ball-itis, and you turn a big 4 like that, and all you can think about is don't blow the fin out at 5, don't blow it out. He did a great job of staying calm, waiting for that line to hook back up with the boat, and then taking his time to get over to 6, and then you could see the emotion there. He's stoked about it.
But the job's not all the way done yet.
Not quite done yet.
No,
and
not yet.
He's through 39. I know he's stoked about that, but now here's where the glory comes from, being able to get down this 39 off, or down this 41 off rope length.
I mean, depending upon how far he gets down, it could end up being anything from like a personal best to a Colombian national slalom record or even a Latino American slalom record. Who knows? This is Federico Jaramillo. Half a buoy.
Aggressive gate start there, and that's really that's what he needed to do at that pass to be able to even have a shot at getting over to 2. He needed a big one there. It's his offside turn. Unfortunately, just a little too much, and maybe that speaks to his experience a little bit, being newer on the scene. But good looking setup here, and then just try to drop in on that rope a little bit too early. That ski was still behind him in the finish of the turn, and when the ski gets behind you like that, it's really tough to keep it under you, and you can see it chatter out there. So official half score at 41 off for Federico, but man, way to run 39. Congratulations on that. That was a big score. I know he's excited about it, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of this kid down the rope in future events.
That much we can guarantee. And so let's have a look at the scores. These are the scores that actually combine scores from the previous round and also incorporate any latest scores from skiers that have come out in round number 2. So Nate Smith still in the lead with 4 at 10.25 meters. He's yet to ski in this round. And then you see the others. Those potentially would be the top 8 advancing through to the next round of the competition if the competition stopped now. But it isn't going to stop now because we got Will Asher about to take to the course.
Alrighty. Will donning that black bib. He's your former champion here at the Swiss Pro Kind of uncharacteristic, kind of going down. Didn't make that 39. That's usually pretty foolproof for Will Asher. But, now he gets to go out there. He gets to ski aggressive. He gets to ski angry. He's got there's no holding back now. And, we saw Cole with the 2.5 at 41 crack himself into that top 8. We don't know if it's going to be enough to hold up. And, the only way he's really going to be able to guarantee himself a spot is he's got to push this thing down 3-4 at 41, which he's well capable of. He got through 41 earlier this week at a tournament over at Sunset Lakes. So, well capable of running that pass. But we got to get through 39 first.
So, coming to us originally from the cathedral city of Lincoln in England and making his home here in Central Florida, this is Will Asher. Good effort to open up with on 12 meters. He's used to starting on 12 meters in a number of different scenarios. This one too.
Yeah, I could see him on the replay, kind of leaving into the course there, kind of shaking his hand a little bit. Will, when he got that 5.5 at 39 in the first round, kind of got his finger wrapped up in the handle, taking the hit off a 6-ball, and we were taking a look down on the dock. It's pretty swollen up, and I don't know if it's broken or he's kind of messed it up a little bit. So I could see him shaking that hand, leaving that pass there. So I know he's got, unfortunately, a little pain on his mind right now, which is never fun. But Will is a really tough competitor, and this is the kind of a guy who's able to kind of block out that kind of stuff and still go and attack. Let's see if it affects him down this rope length at all as he gets into the shorter line lengths.
All right, so continuing to rock on.
Right now, wind's looking pretty good. I know you guys can see that sunlight behind us at the webcast, so it's nice to see the sun again, and we're hoping it holds on for us, and that radar plays nice. So, all right, here we go. Will coming back in, 38 off.
All right, let's have a look and see. Entrance gates, buoy number 1. A little bit of a slide there on number 1, but this is 11.25 meters. Oh, whoa! How on earth is he still able to run 11.25 with that?
That's a tough one, Tony. I can still kind of moving that hand. He's got some pain out there. He's fighting through it. It's tough to see that, but that's the name of the game. Injuries do happen and on the water, but props to Will for being out there and still fighting through it. And it was a good-looking 38 there, and Will does have a tendency to get a little bit over on his offside turn here. You'll see it more so on that 5-ball that we saw. Tends to get his chest a little too far ahead of the tip of the ski. Like to see him stay a little bit more relaxed, front foot pressure, and keep those hips up coming into that offside turn for him. But, powerful 2.4, probably the best 2.4 in the business, man. I love it. Idolize his style.
Let's have a look at this.
Just a little bit over. You'll get away with it at 38, maybe a little bit at 39. But, if he wants to get a good one at 41, he's got to keep those hips up and keep that chest tall at the finish of the turn.
And if you think that performance so far is worthy of the Skier of the Day award, make sure you go to SwissProSlalom.com. That is for the Skier of the Day award. Our audience prize contest has long since been closed, but you can still vote for who you believe deserves recognition as the Skier of the Day.
2-ball.
Oh, look at this. This is 10.75 meters. I beg your pardon. Oh, look at that.
5.
Now he's found his groove. Ooh. Whoa, hello. Whoa, what the?
I think he, I don't know what happened there at 6-ball. I mean, he looked really well in the pass. I think he just kind of surprised himself, maybe was more focused on he's already gotten through it and kind of forgot that the course wasn't quite done yet. And good-looking start here. A little slow at 1, but goes over to 2-ball, a signature Will Asher 2-ball there, and got himself right back in the game. Strong performance. He looks like he's able to kind of block that injury out with the hand and hopefully be able to kind of hold on and see what he could do here for us at 41.
So obviously he's in this to get through to the next round of the competition. So essentially to stay realistically in the game with the skiers that are to come, like Sean Hunter and Dane Meckler and Jamie Calhoun and the like, before we even get to the skiers that have an inside track on making it through to next round. Realistically, he's got to put that ski outside of number 3 and maybe even continue to ski beyond that point to really solidify his spot through to next round.
Yeah, I mean, at this point with the skiers left on the dock, I'll use the reference again. You got to get your name in the hat, and that's going to take a full 2 just to put your name in there, but that might not even hold on if some of these other skiers with 1.5s kind of eclipse that. So if he wants to be sure to give himself a legitimate shot, he's got to get a piece of 3 like you saw Col Mccormick get there earlier. It's all going to start with this gate here in this 1 ball for Will Asher. Slow out of 1. Back to the dock. You hate to see that, man. I know he's in some pain out there, and that hand, I think, is finally catching up with him down at 41. And, regardless, good skiing from Will. A tough break there with the injury.
7:45, 3.9 to 1. Went in at 190 and with the A2. But there you go. That's Will Asher, and with a score of 1 at 41 off, unable to advance through to next round, and thus meaning that we will have a new men's slalom champion by the time things are all said and done here at the 2020 Swiss Pro Slalom, Zach.
Correct. This is someone, there's going to be maybe a past champion crowned today, but today, unfortunately, it won't be Will. Let's watch this 41 again. Good-looking gate shot there. I know he's been working a lot on those gates, and I just kind of checked up at 1 there. I think it's tough being that left hand that's kind of injured for him, being that back arm pressure and kind of coming through on 1 ball there. That's a lot of pressure on that hand, especially out of 1 on his offside turn. But, regardless, it was great skiing, great effort from Will there. That's not going to get him through to the finals, but he'll live to fight another day and rest up and heal that hand up. But we'll be going down to next on our dock is Mr. Sean Hunter.
All right, so now we've got Sean Hunter about to take to water, just lowering himself in there. So, here we go. We have got Sean Hunter going through on the 12-meter line to open his account in this second round of 2 in the elimination portion of this competition. We'll see him go through the exit gates, and we'll check in with Wade. What's going on, Wade?
I'm here I call him the champ, our defending champ, Will Asher. Not his best day. Will, what happened out there?
I was struggling out there. Took a weird hit out the gates in the first round, and I got my finger caught in the handle. I don't know what I'd done to it. Sprained it or broken it or something, but it was hurting like hell. I just couldn't take the pull that I wanted to take. It was just, not my day.
No, man, but you got a lot of fans out there. Anybody you want to say hi to?
I say hi to my wife, Nicole. She's down there in Miami. Say hi to my parents in England and all the fans out there. Thanks a lot.
You got a bunch of them. We'll see you next time, Will. Back to you, Tony.
All right, then we'll look forward to seeing Will in the next tournament, which I believe will be in a couple of weeks. Hopefully he'll get back up to 100% fitness. The tournament which we're speaking of in a couple of weeks is the Mastercraft Pro over at Lake Grew, and that also will be brought to you by TWBC. But here we are at the 2020 Swiss Pro Slalom, and here we go, Sean Hunter.
All right, Sean, this is a fun tournament. We got the veterans, like Will Asher, Chris Parish, John Travers, pairing up against some other guys. So I'm going to
Looking good. That's 11.25, and back to the dock with Wade.
Hey, I'm here with Federico Giammarino. Sorry I butchered that, but man, you butchered the course today. Great skiing, man. Very, very good.
Thank you. It felt really nice starting at 35 in tournament. It was something new for me, and it was just exciting to try it out, and it worked.
Well, let's talk about that, Federico. So you and Blaze, you guys are just coming out of juniors, and now you're standing there with the pros, and they tell you you have to start at 12 meters. It's a bit of a challenge, huh?
Well, yeah, especially when you have like Will Asher behind you, and it's like, okay, at least I gotta try to look a little good if he's gonna ski next.
So you recently set a world U17 record, and what was that?
One at 41 in Arkansas, and at Jax I tied it. Okay.
Awesome skiing, man. We look forward to more of it. Back to you, Tony.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Wade, for the update. Sean Hunter coming back in, one of these young guns. 39 off, into the win here. A little bit at 1. Looks comfortable at 2. He's got to stay patient here. Backseat at 3. Needs to get calmed down. So you got the 4, over to 5. Whoa.
Whoa, hello.
Woo.
He knew it too.
Wow, that was a close one. And even 6-ball there, he kind of thought he was ready to go, and then he was awfully close to losing her there at the end of 6.
I tell you what, that was a Gillette pass, a close shave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that could go the other way, being a Gillette pass. It really wasn't that smooth, so.
No.
But, I mean, what an effort there. Big fight. Big performance to get through that 39. And, I thought he was good to go after 5. Shouldn't have really been an issue. And then kind of 6, kind of curious to see what happened here. If he checked up a little early.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think he was turning it like he wanted to go to ball 7.
And just straps on the brakes.
Yeah, and we don't talk about it very much, Tony, but you do have to go out the exit gates as well, and because oftentimes you don't see these skiers ever miss those.
Yeah.
And so that was about as close as you can get to missing your 6-ball gates without actually without falling. So I mean, good effort there. He's through 39, getting ready to come back in at 41. He had a score of a half at 41 this morning. He needs to get down further if he wants to put some pressure on there and get himself to the finals.
10.25. Oh,
slow 1. Skis out round 2. Can he?
No, will not get outside number 3. He's still in with a chance, but just a marginal chance at the moment with 2 at 10.25 meters. That will put him in a tie with about, with about 3 other skiers for 8th place right now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. These next 3 competitors, Dane Meckler, Jamie Calhoun, Tebow ought to score 1.5 at 41. And then we got that log jam at 2-ball. 2, 3, and as it stands, only one of those skiers really has a spot in the finals of that log jam at 2. So that brings him into that category. So now there's, as it stands right now, there's 4 skiers going for that 8th position. So, solid effort there. He's got a 2 at 41. He's got a backup score, half at 41. We're going to have to see how it plays out. It's going to take a few more skiers to really see how this finals is shaken.
So coming to you live from beautiful Lake County in Central Florida. This is the 2020 Swiss Pro Slalom, transmitting across the world from places afar afield as Bangalore and Bangkok, from Minsk to Montevideo, from Taipei to Tegucigalpa. All places in between.
You're making up stuff now, Tony. I don't know where you're...
Tegucigalpa's in Honduras.
Tony, the man of many facts.
All right, here we go.
Now this guy we got here, Dane, is a fun skier to watch, man. He's got a unique style, and you'll really see it in particular on his offside turn on 246. Really does a great job of getting that handle down the lake and keeping that line tight. And when we're coaching slalom and we're watching, you see a lot of skiers get off the handle and they kind of push that handle back in towards the boat, and they tend to lose that line tension. Dane does a great job you'll see here on 2 balls, when he releases, that boat and that rope stays strong and goes right down the lake. And so that's why you see him so consistently on 2-4, connecting with the line so quickly out of the buoy.
All right, so not looking bad at all. Just meets up with the handle, just hooks up and just goes. It just looks seamless. It looks smooth, but there's a lot of stuff happening in the background that most won't even begin to appreciate.
Yeah, no, it's some really technical skiing, and it makes it look very pretty. He's a very balanced slalom skier. You get guys out there, that might have a killer 2.46, an onside turn, but lack the ability on 1.35, but are still able to slalom deep scores because their onside is so good or their offside is so good. Dane's one of the skiers out there that is the more balanced skier. Turns look very similar on both sides. The handle's always out in front of him, pointing down the lake and keeping nice tight line tension. 38 off, Dane Meckler. Nice little warm up here. Nice 3. Over to 4.
Oh, look at this. Dollar signs. Look at that.
That's a pretty shot right there, Tony. And got that Ski Nautique 450 rolling down the lake, 6.2 liter engine. Keeping up with the best of these guys. And Dane making 38 look textbook.
Fantastic skiing there from Dane Meckler, who's a resident these days in Charlotte in North Carolina in the financial services sector, involved in mergers and acquisitions. He's the big businessman now.
Cool. Maybe I'll have him sort out my bank account.
What, lack of funds?
Yeah, I got to have funds first before I can start investing them, I guess.
Yes.
But
you and me both.
But good looking pass there, 38 off. And some strong skiing from Dane. Let's see, he had a score of, he's one of those guys at 1.5 at 41. He's on the outside looking in as of right now. He needs another half buoy, another full buoy to really put himself in that tie at 2.5, and then there's a big bunch of guys at 3. So Dane's got to get through his 39. He's looking smooth so far. See who's got for us here, Tony.
All right, 10.75. Scored 1 at 10.25 in the round previous to this, so he has shown that he is currently capable of running it. Look at that knee bend into buoy number 4. I wouldn't say it was textbook, but it will do.
Maybe I was a little too ahead on saying super balanced, because 135 on that course kept him in the game. We'll see here on this replay. Nice, good hookup out of 1, 2, and way on the back foot out of 2, and props to that 135 for being able to kind of regain composure, stay calm, keep the ski in the water on 3 ball here, and get himself back in the game.
All right, then, for those of you that are on the live comments, on the live webcast, asking where there's a live feed, well, guess what? SwissProSlalom.com, you'll find the link to the live results directly from there. Where else do you need to go? SwissProSlalom.com.
They got it all there for you.
Where do you need to go to?
SwissProSlalom.com.
That's right.
All right. Make sure you get on there. I know we closed our voting for your podium picks for the slalom ski, but there's still an opportunity to go in there and vote for your skier of the day and let them take home this
binding
hard shell.
Yeah, it's hard shell.
Syndicate hard shell, which I'm sure all the skiers would love to be riding that setup because it's a beautiful boot. Alrighty, Dane, he's through 39. He needs to get down 41. Well capable of doing it, but it's going to take a big start.
All right, here we are.
Big one there, Tony.
Come on. Oh, and that's 1.5, and that won't do him any favors whatsoever. So Dane Meckler with 1.5, so 2 repeat scores of 1.5 at 10.25 meters.
Yeah, some consistent skiing and nice 1 ball here. I really like this one. I know he's a little bent out there, but then he was forced to try to have a big 2 here. He wasn't trying to check up and just get a full 2. He was turning that 2 because he knew he needed a piece of 3. So solid effort, for giving it all there. I know it's not quite the score he wanted, but some consistent skiing from Dane. Through 39 both rounds, 1.5 at 41 both rounds. He's one of these guys that we're going to be seeing down the road again, Tony, 10 years from now for sure.
Yes, obviously getting a few comments rolling in. Some comments from Matteo Lazzeri from under a pseudonym. Nice try. But also getting some comments in from David Hand, who's up there in Lake 38, just outside Quincy in the Panhandle of Florida. Not too far outside Tallahassee, as a matter of fact.
A nice little area up there. All right, we'll take a look here at our top 8. Got a couple new names mixed in there. We got Sean Hunter. It's still registered as a half there, but Sean Hunter had that 2 at 41, and then we're going to have Col Mccormick, the 2.5 at 41 mixed in there. So getting some new names in that top 8 position. So there's definitely some shaking and baking left to do here with some of these skiers. Jamie Calhoun, one of these guys that got the log jam at 1.5 at 41 in round number 1. We saw Dan go out there get another 1.5. You know, that's not going to be enough to get him through to the finals, and he knows that. And we'll see what kind of scores start rolling out here, because I think it's going to get fun, Tony.
Yes, it is going to get fun. You even threw in a little bit of Talladega Nights reference there.
Oh, you like that shake and bake, baby?
Shake and bake.
If you ain't first, you're last. So these guys know that, and, all capable of putting scores well in the 41. Scores, easily could take the win here. So that's what's always fun about these slalom events is, you do tend to see a couple of these guys at the top of the list, your Nate Smiths, your Thomas Gasparis, your John Travers, Steve DeVos, but then there's some new names mixed in there. You got Ryan Cannibal sitting up towards the top, Kale Burdick, who's a great slalom skier and, working full-time back home, but nice to see his name sitting up there in the top 8, but we'll see how long it hangs on for, because there's some guys on the water that can really put it out there.
All right, and interesting to see the rhythm of Jamie Calhoun's handle rotation coming into his 246. I mean, he comes off the second weight, goes into his edge change, and then rotates that hand almost past 90 degrees, and then brings it back up in one fluid motion to go cross course.
And the idea behind that, Tony, is when you have that grip underneath, it's a lot easier to kind of engage your forearm and engage your bicep, and having a tendency to kind of pull that handle in. So when you rotate that handle flat, it really eliminates that variable.
Oh! Oh! Ah!
Wow, we're gonna wait for official confirmation here. We're gonna go back and watch this replay, Tony. I was critiquing his style a little bit there, and kind of the benefits of that rolling that handle over, and kind of lost track of what had happened here. I thought he was looking good and smooth through the start of this 38. We're gonna have to wait for official review on whether that ski got around 6 ball or not. So, eyes here on TWBC review webcast.
Yes, we got our VAO official, the video assistant official.
So, wow, just really checked up there at 5 ball. And then let's see here. Oh,
inside 6.
Yeah. Unfortunately there, it just got a little slow at 5, and that caught me off guard, and he's going to come up short at 6. And, 11.25, I mean, your rope doesn't reach the buoy anymore, or just at the buoy. So, any bobble like that at 5 ball, and you're gonna come up short. And tough break there for Jamie Calhoun. He had a big score in round number 1. I know he'll be a little salty about that, but good effort and good skiing, and he'll live to fight another day.
All right, then. Now we're getting closer to the point where we can start making some kind of educated guesses or guesstimations as to who's making it through to the next round. I mean, we got Thibaut Taillon about to take to the water. And then after that, then we've got Benjamin Stadelbauer, and then we've got 8 skiers to go, and we take 8 skiers through to the final round of the competition. So,
correct. Yeah, we're starting to get down to the nitty and gritty where they're going to rely on us, Tony, to do our best to kind of keep these skiers organized and what placement they have, and then take a look if they are tied at, let's say, a 2 or 2.5 at 41, what type of backup score comes into effect. So we'll do our best to keep the viewers at home updated on where everyone's standing. As of right now, piece of 2 could potentially get you into a tie-break scenario for the finals for those skiers like Thibaut, who doesn't already have one. And then we get to the guys like Benny, Navu, and Travers, who all have that 2 at 41, but now they're going to be looking to either better that score or at least put up a really good backup score to distinguish themselves from the other guys that are log jammed at 2. So it's going to be fun how this shakes out. It's a little different format than we run at a lot of tournaments. A lot of times it's pretty cut and dry. Your semifinals and then your finals. So it's fun to have a little combined score action here. It gives you 2 opportunities to push through and get into the finals. And I like this because it gives you a chance if maybe you have bad conditions in round number 1 to get another shot at getting through. So here we go. Thibaut coming in, 35 off.
All right, here we go. This is Thibaut Dayon, who can sell you pieces of land and then you can build houses on it.
Well, we got quite the diverse professions here behind the water ski scene. You got Dane with the financials, and then Thibaut's over there. He'll sell you the lot and the house and all kinds of good stuff from these guys.
All right, so that was a 12-meter. It's the minimum starting line length. Because of our rain delays, we've had to bring the minimum starting line length one pass further down. Instead of 13 meters, it becomes 12 because we are battling against sunlight as well.
Yeah, and it does, generally when we're running tournaments and setting up, we account for each skier. On average, it usually gets through about 4 passes, maybe a 5th pass. On average, about 7.5 minutes per skier is usually how you kind of lay out your time frame for the tournament and your scheduling for officials and things like that. Due to the rain that we had, we're trying to shorten these sets up a little bit. That way we can kind of get through and be comfortable to have our finals later this evening before it gets too dark here. But so far, we haven't had any skiers go down that opening 35. They all look pretty comfortable. Through 35 off, opening up at a little bit shorter line length than they usually do. We got Thibaut through 35, now on to 38.
All right, here we go. Thibaut Dayon. Oh, a little off kilter there around buoy number 2, but still managing to keep that ski rolling out ahead of him. Good strike off 5, round number 6. Nicely done, Thibaut Dayon.
Some big turns there for 38. Bigger than you'd usually see. That's necessary and required to get through that 38 off pass. And, in particular, you got the 2-ball kind of got bent out of shape. And 135, the ski's turning well and looks good. He just needs to be careful on being too overly aggressive on that offside and kind of getting hitched up like he did there out of 2. So good skiing, way to fight through 38. No big deal for Thibaut. He'll be coming back in at 39 off.
Looking all right. And 10.75 meters beckons. Now, Thibaut Dayon in the round previous to this one scored 1.5 at 10.25 meters. Going to take a quick look at the scores as we return to live action. We've got Thibaut Dayon on the water, and these are the scores irrespective of whether they were completed in round 1 or round 2. It just happens to be the best score from each competitor. So Smith, Burdick, Canepa, De Gaspri, and then you saw the rest of them, and we'll put that back up in a short while. Here we go. This is Thibaut Dayon.
Nice looking one there, Tony. Calm at 2, a little bit at 2.
Nice on 2.
He's back in at 3. He's got some time at 4. Whoa!
Oh, and he almost ended up on the 4th green.
Wow. I mean, he had that big 3-ball there. He got himself back in it, got himself early to 4, and that ski just snapped a little too quick for him. And, that's kind of one of those ones he's almost lucky he popped the handle there, because if that would have stayed on a little bit longer, that would have been we would have been scraping him out of the fairway over there.
Yeah. So 4 at 10.75 meters won't do him any favors whatsoever.
Here's that 4-ball here, just been out of shape, and then all that momentum almost ejected him out into that side, and you can see the golfers in the background there. Yeah, just a little closer than he wants to be, and
he didn't particularly want to be a part of those lily pads either.
No, so unfortunate for Thibaut. I know he's familiar with this ski side, and has run countless 39s out here, just not able to get it done here in the second round. Good skiing. He's got his 1.5 from the first round, but like we said, Tony, we looked earlier, that's going to put him somewhere in that anywhere from 9th to 12th spot ballpark, which really speaks to the level of competition that we have out here on the water today, where 1.5 at 41 doesn't even really guarantee you a top 10 performance. So good effort from him, and we'll regroup and get back down, and we're going to have Mr. Benny Stadelbauer up next.
So 743 pounds of pressure on that toe line, 4.3 to 1 against his body weight. That was Thibaut Dayan. And Benjamin Stadelbauer, still your leader in that regard, 483 kilograms.
That's the current
that's the current record that
world
we have
record
on file. Yeah, that's the one.
1,064 pounds. That's crazy. I mean, we saw Chris Parish, a big guy earlier, throw out some big numbers, but here's our rope tension leaders right now. 981 from Benny, Austin Abel with an 884, 882 from Nouveau and Asher, JT at 880. So we got quite a few guys locked up in that 880s, but Benny really kind of set himself way ahead of the competition with a 981. When that was that 2-ball at 41 he had, and so that kind of speaks to how much aggression, how much load it takes to be able to get across the course at that short of a line length.
All right, here we go. Comes Benjamin Stadelbauer. Getting broken over a little bit at 12 meters to get things going. But keeping the ski rolling, keeping it ahead of him. Good track and good pass from Benjamin Stadelbauer. Now, Benjamin Stadelbauer is our 9th skier from the end of this list. And his score currently is tied with a 7th placed skier, and that is Jonathan Travers.
So,
Stephen Neveu.
Correct, Tony. As of right now, Col Mccormick was our only skier to set himself ahead of that log jam at 2. So Cole right now is sitting in a sole 7th position. Now we have Benny Stadelbauer, Stephen Neveu, John Travers, and Sean Hunter that are all in that log jam for 8th place. So we got 4 going for 1 spot right now, Benny being one of them. So what's required out of him, if he doesn't best that score at 2, he really needs to give himself a good backup score, because Sean Hunter's 2 is backed up with a half at 41. So we're going to start taking a look with these next couple skiers is not only what do they run, but what their run in the previous round was for backup, because that's ultimately what's going to break this tie.
And if Benjamin Stadelbauer was to ski more than 2 at 10.25 meters, then that log jam wouldn't be an issue anymore.
No, that would get him in. So here we go. Benny coming through 38 here. Been a fun skier to watch, man. Riding the HO and looking really good on it. And this guy's a fun guy to be around with on the dock and around the ski lake, because he's such a technician, and he's got a very inquisitive mind when it comes to the water skiing and water skis and the way they work and the way the fins work. And it's always fun sitting on the shore at some of the HO photo shoots and ski testings, because he's got some really fun ideas, and he's extremely technical about his skiing, his setup, exactly what part of the ski does what, and if he changes it, what the adverse effect of that is. So Benny's a fun guy to watch and really been turning it on the last couple years, and he's looking comfortable. It's his home site here, and put a lot of work into making this event possible. So you always love to see these guys ski well when they're working so hard behind the scenes, on and off the water.
All right, then, continuing right along, we have got Benjamin Stadelbauer. He knows he's got to run this pass and get about, realistically, halfway down the pass to come afterwards to put himself in a position where he would be comfortably through to the next round of the competition. Looking okay. Looking good.
Big 4-ball there, Tony. Ooh, a little bit at 5, but able to recover.
Good
Round
recovery.
6 out the gates, so
Yes.
there we go. Through 39 now. Now here's where it gets to get fun for us, Tony, keeping track of these scores when he comes back at 41. But let's take a look at this 39. Really beautiful looking pass there. Kept that ski in the water, nice tight line, and that's why you see why he's the he's holding the record for the biggest toe. Is he gets hooked up early and is a strong skier behind the boat.
All right, so Benjamin Stadelbauer getting good and deep behind the boat, just trying to maintain his composure as much as he can. And doesn't really do too much to distract himself away from his technique out there on the slalom course. That's about the last thing that goes from Benjamin Stadelbauer in that regard.
No, he's a fun guy to watch. I mean, you watch his technique and style at his earlier passes, 28, 32, 35. It's the same concept that he applies to his 39s and his 41s. He just takes the intensity level up a little bit, a little stronger pull, a little harder behind the boat, but the technical fact of it really stays consistent, which is why he's running 39s like he is.
Here we go, 10.25 meters. Needs
Nice
to get
one.
beyond 2.
Big 2-ball.
And he does it.
Ski
He's round
outside
2,
of
and that's
3.
enough. That should be enough to send him through. That should be enough, although we'll have to confirm it. So, he is now in a multiple-way tie for first place right now. Actually, in second place, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skiers that are tied for second. And that will take you all the way down to 7th. So basically, he's eliminated from future contention that multiple-way tie with 2. Therefore, in 8th place is Col Mccormick with 2.5 at 10.25 meters. That's to the best of my reckoning.
Yep, I think I'm looking here at the math, how many we got left, and we still have 8 more skiers to go. So he's in kind of ish. So if
Kind of ish.
So if either Stephen Navu or John Travers were to go in equal 3 as well, that would have us with 8 competitors have 8 skiers at 3 at 41. So right now we have 8 skiers left. Benny's got a 3 at 41.
I'm going cross-eyed at this point.
We're still not out of the woods yet. We'll know more after the finish of Navu and Travers. If they did not reach that 3, that'll guarantee Benny's spot in the finals. But he put himself in a very good position to scrape through in the finals. And, it's crazy that we're here talking about 3 at 41. You might not make it in with even a backup score of 2 at 41.
Coming into this event totally unseeded. He was the very first skier to go in round number 1, and he's had to wait the longest before his second round performance. That is Stephen Navu. And let's go to the dock, shall we? Wade, who do you have?
Hey, I'm here with Ben Stadelbauer. Awesome skiing that round, huh? Full 3? Still got to wait a little bit now?
Yeah, now is the waiting part, but that was my goal, was to get a piece of 3. Tried in the first round, went a little too hard everywhere. And I think that energy I left in the first round actually helped me out in that round because I was a little smoother and working at the right spot. So I'm happy with that, and I have to wait and see where I end up, but I'm happy with my skiing.
You hear him out of breath? That man's working hard out there. Back to you, Tony.
Yeah.
All righty.
So
We're back on. Tony and I were discussing exactly how this is going to break down. So, Benny put that 3 at 41 in there. Doesn't necessarily gain him access to the finals quite yet because he's in that number 9 spot in this round 2 here with, a couple more guys. So we have Stephen Naveau and John Travers are really going to be the make it or break it guys on whether who's going to get into the finals here.
here comes Stephen. 11.25 meters, getting a little unsettled here at the opening portion of this run. So there you go, running through 11.25 meters. Definitely a better second half to that run than the first. And he's a righty, which means his gate shot is always a more controlled turn. And then he goes into 2-4-6 and just absolutely whips that ski round. A little strung out into number 3, but for the most part, he's still keeping the ski moving, keeping it ahead of him, and didn't have any problems running this. Maybe 1 or 2 piece of slack line. But there you go, Stephen Neveu. We'll see what he's got for 10.75 meters coming up, Zach.
All righty, John Travers down there getting warmed up on the dock. I know he's got a big score out there in front of him to beat. A guy well capable of doing it. Got 2 of 41 in that first round. Looked pretty good. Some more on the table. Same with Steven. So let's get through 39 here. Stephen Neveu, a little bit shaky there at 38. Needs to kind of calm down a little bit. Keep that ski a little bit more under him here at 39. Nice looking one. Well connected to the boat. Dropping those shoulders a little bit at 2 ball. Hooked up okay. He's back in it at 3. 4 looks nice. Over to 5. And Tony, that's a nice clean looking 39 off from Stephen Neveu. I know it's always nice to have a good looking 39 and a feel good 39 but before going in the 41, kind of get that confidence up. Stephen, a unique style that we don't see, stays a little bit more disconnected from the handle to the hips than you see some of our other competitors, but he does a great job of keeping the ski rolling from edge to edge at all times. And a lot of times when skiers get disconnected like that, they tend to ride a flat ski. Stephen does a great job of, even though he's a little bit separated from the hips to the handle, he keeps that ski on edge and rolls through that flat spot and keeps the ski moving outward. So, correct. 3 would put him in a tie of fitting. And they all go in. Then they all go in. So we'll take 9. If they're perfect ties, we'll take 9. I'm not even going to confuse you with that, but I'll bring it up if we get to it.
Okay, so we're just trying to wrap our heads around the potential calculations and all the permutations and stuff like that. I mean, we really need to hire a mathematician.
But I think we're getting it ironed out here. But here we go. Stephen Neveu, 41 off. He needs 3 at 41 to get through the finals today.
10.25.
Oh.
Not with that, he doesn't.
All right. Unfortunately, going down there, half at 41. And that is going, for the time being, that is going to eliminate Stephen Neveu there. It's going to, let's see.
Col Mccormick, we've got it to 2.5 at 10.25 meters. Don't forget, he was one of our first few skiers out on the water. We've also seen Benjamin Stadelbauer with 3 at 10.25 meters. He's in amongst that fight for the top 8 spots, or it could be even more than that if there's a perfect tie with our next skier.
Yeah, so we did get confirmation from our officials. If for any reason they're for that, let's say, 7th, 8th position, there's a tie there. If they were also tied in the preliminary round, we're going to go ahead and bring in both competitors through to the finals. So right now, the mark to beat is 3 at 41. A 3 at 41 guarantees John Travers into the finals, thus eliminating Col Mccormick from there. So definitely capable of doing that. He threw down 41 earlier this week at Sunset Lakes and has been really skiing well at this tail end of the season. Getting dialed in at the right time here for JT. So had a good-looking start at 41 this morning. Just checked up a little bit at 2. Wasn't able to make it happen. So let's see if we can get him back through 39 and down the lake.
All right, let's have a look and see. This is Jonathan Travers' opening run. Skis out of the Jack Travers facility, which is located not too far away from here in Groveland, and the home to the Travers Grand Prix competition, which took place about a couple of weeks ago. I had fun with that event, by the way.
It's always a good time doing something a little different and
Yeah.
and doing some other stuff. So as I'm looking at it now, I believe I don't want to speak too soon. If JT got a 2.5 at 41 here, that should get him in because he would have the tie break over Col Mccormick for that 8th spot. So we're going to keep double checking our numbers here, but regardless, we got to get JT through 39 and into 41. We could discuss that, but good looking pass there to open up with. JT growing up and skiing right down the road, so he's extremely familiar with Swiss ski schools. I know we did all the HO photo shoots, and the HO highlight reel that you've been watching on commercial break was all shot out here with Vincent and the boys, and some really great work here from Swiss. All righty, JT, 38 off, Tony.
All right, 11.25, got to get it. Still displaying some of the technique that beggars for reinstatement of that horse collar.
JT, one of the bigger turners in the slalom business, known for is able to kind of get himself in a hairy position and then get himself right back out of it with a signature 135 turn. And make sure for you guys who are out there on the webcast and watching from home, go out there and vote for your skier of the day. You know, who do you feel, threw down the best performance or had some of the gutsiest calls? We've seen some opt-ups today, which is pretty impressive. We saw some big crashes, which we're going to award later. But, who do you think your skier of the day was? Who set themselves aside as, putting down a good performance and get your vote. Make sure to go over to SwissProSlalom.com and put your vote in for skier of the day.
All right, so good effort there from JT. Now it's going to come back in at 10.75 meters. As it stands right now, 9 buoys separates him and a possible appearance in the final round of the competition. But he's going to be working on the first 6 right off this start, though.
All right, 39 off, John Travers. Has scored 2:41 from this morning. He's got to get through 39. Ski, good gate shot here. Nice looking out of 1. Keeps that ski nice down, low in the water at 2 ball, over to 3. Big 3. Oh, a little too patient under 4. Needs a big 5 to get back in it. He does. And then a little.
Whoa!
A little.
Oh, my word.
Now, I could say this because I'm his best friend, but that was way over dramatic for a 6 ball there. Man.
Skier of the day?
I weird 6 ball today. Man, he got back in. He had a big 5 ball that he needed. Thought it looked pretty good over to 6, but man, I'm not really quite sure what he was thinking there at 6 ball. But
and don't forget, this is the same Jonathan Travers who last week ran into 9.75, didn't he?
Correct. He's in a very small group of guys who have clipped through that 10.25 line. And let's see here what he was doing at 6 ball and. Out and around 6, and then
whoa!
Ski kind of got hung up under him, and then
what the?
I might have to go change my skier of the day vote for just having to ride out that 6 ball.
I think he needs to go change his shorts.
Man, yeah, just kind of safety check. He's been doing that on 6 ball lately, kind of safety checking up a little bit, making sure he doesn't blow the fin out or anything, and
Looks like we got our crowd there midway down the shoreline. Looks like a bit of a cocktail party to me.
Maybe I'll go announce the rest of the event from down there with them, Tony. All right, here we go. 41 off. John Travers needs 2.5 to get through into the finals. Good-looking 1 ball here. Needs to be patient at 2. In and around 2. And
stands up at 2.
Unfortunately, 2's not going to get him into the finals. He's got a 2 from the first round and 2 here. So as it stands right now, the 2.5 that Col Mccormick had in round number 2 is going to supersede that of. It's going to set him ahead of the logjam at 2. So I think it's pretty safe to call our finals now will be Col Mccormick squeaking into that 8th position, and then Benny Stadelbauer breaking that logjam at 2 ball with a 3 at 41. And then now the rest of these guys on the water all have a 3 at 41 from round number 1, and then
At the
Nate
very
Smith
least.
with a 4. So, they can do no worse than their 3 at 41. So our finals are set for the remainder 6 skiers. But we did get some new faces in there. We got a little shake-up. Benny got his way in, and then Col Mccormick, who was third off the dock, got a 2.5 at 41 and punched himself all the way through to the finals.
So, there's a gate review on this one for JT. He got round that number 2. I don't know what was going through his mind at that point.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if he knew exactly what the score was he needed to get to beat that. I know 2-ball is his offside turn. I expected him to kind of maybe turn 2 a little harder, and I just getting word from our officials. We did have a gate review for JT there. I'll get confirmation for that on 41. Regardless, it's not going to shake up things too differently for him. He's not going to make it through to the finals, unfortunately. But here we go. Thomas Gaspari from Italy, starting off 35 off.
And Thomas de Gasperi in his very first appearance in the Swiss Pro Slalom, who in the previous round has scored enough to make it through to the next round of the competition. Let's hear from Wade. Where are you, Wade?
Hey, here in the dock with John Travers. You just finished up. Sort of made a little bit more work out of that into that 39, but had a great look at 41, though, huh?
Yeah, I had a great start at 39. After 35 start, I don't do very much. I normally am the guy that opts up, so that kind of got me off, and I didn't feel great this morning. But then 38 didn't feel that good, so I said, hey, dude, just calm down. Let the ski work. Let everything just flow. Don't try to overdo it. I did better, and then out at 5-ball to 6, I have no idea what happened. I thought I had it, and I guess I didn't almost have it. But then I did get a really good start at 41, and I just kind of got whipped up fast into 2 with kind of dead line. And with that tailwind, offside turn, dead line, doesn't really normally equal a tight finish turn on 2. Normally it's kind of a blowout. So I was like, I think I might need a piece of 3, but I'm going to go for 2. It's better than 1.5. So that's where I ended up.
So we hope, man. Good skiing, though. We'll see you soon. Back to you, Tony.
All right, and just to put a button on that performance, 2 at 10.25 meters is the final confirmed score for Jonathan Travers. Here it comes, Thomas de Gasperi, who lives in Central Florida in the winter months, but during the summer he trains and coaches in Trentino, in the northern part of Italia.
Yeah, Thomas just getting back over stateside not too long ago. Had the opportunity where I was training at over in Windermere on Lake Reams, as where Thomas runs his ski school at, and spent the better part of 5 years, skiing alongside Thomas out there. And not the easiest slalom lake to ski on, but he's consistently putting down big scores, and he's a veteran in the sport, and that's why he makes it look so easy out there. So right through 38 off, come back in at 39. T-Gas is already through to the finals with his preliminary score at 3 at 41. We talked about it a little bit with the females, and when they went off is, he's going to start playing around with some stuff and seeing how hard he can go at 41 to see if he can start pushing it down the line to get to 4, maybe get to 5-ball, and, make some of these guys chase him a little harder for the finals.
Yes, indeed, and yeah, I'm sure that you would agree that you having been to Italy before would probably agree that a lot of that area of the country is very, very historical, and the place where Thomas de Gasperi comes from is even more so, and I'll explain about that in just a moment. Here we go.
39 off. Thomas Gaspari. He's already through to the finals. Just wants to feel this thing out, get dialed in for later round. Big 2-ball there. He rides that wide body, good ski. Pretty unique setup he's been riding, and kind of one of the pioneers in riding that wider setup over the last decade, and obviously making it look easy and making that ski work really well there through 39. Nice 2-ball. Good looking 39 there.
Looking in very, very good shape, and just Good release, allowing that ski to come up from underneath him, riding a good wide ride, a slalom ski, feeling that wider forebody gives him a little bit more support in the turn, which it certainly looks like it does. And Thomas de Gasperi looking in very, very good shape indeed, and already knows that he's already through to the next round of the competition, so safe in that knowledge. Now he's just
all right. I think
continue to roll.
We're going to pop up our leaderboard here, and this is through to the finals. This will be your final top 8. Nate Smith, 4 at 41, Stadelbauer, 3 at 41, along with Burdick, Cannibal, de Gasperi, and Saddlemeyer and Winter, and then Col Mccormick scraping through with a round number 2, 2.5 at 41 off. There's your top 8. That will be your finals for later this evening.
Of course, the rankings and the seedings could change if any of those skiers puts up an improvement beyond 3 buoys at 10.25 meters.
Well, we'll find out right now. 41 off, Thomas Gasperi.
All right, here he comes.
Big one ball.
Oh, come on. Here you go. Round 3, and that will do. So dueling 3 buoy counts at 41 off for Thomas de Gasperi.
Consistent skiing. So right now we got T-Gas with a 3 and a 3. Benny, who also has a 3 but a backup of 2. So T-Gas will supersede Benny in the seeding for later this evening. Col McCormick is going to be solely locked into that 8th position. But we could still have a lot of shaking up anywhere from 7th to 1st place for the seeding purposes of the finals.
So, Thomas de Gasperi hailing out of Trentino, historically significant city in the northern part of Italy, where in the 16th century the Roman Catholic Catechism was formulated, and amongst the rules that they created was the excommunication of King Henry VIII way back in the 1500s. Very, very important city and a very, very important part of the world.
I feel like I got out of college like 10 years ago. Now I feel like I'm sitting back. I should be taking notes sitting next to you, Tony. Are we going to get tested on this?
No.
Okay, good. All right, well, nice skiing there from T-Gas. Next on the water.
All right.
Nice to see this guy back in the action. Mr. Kale Burdick.
All right, and they're being pulled by Patrice Legay, our boat driver, in that beautiful bow cam brought to you by Ravenol German-engineered oil. And that oil is also present inside our towboat. 6.2-liter PCM engine, 450 horsepower, 465 pounds of torque, foot-pounds of torque. And just look at this. Beautiful view. Doesn't get much better than that.
That's a fun view right there. And you can see how just wide these skiers get out on the side of the boat. And keep in mind, this is only 35 off. I mean,
yeah,
that aerial shot when these guys get into 41 is pretty incredible. They're, almost 90 degrees outside the boat. And some really impressive skiing there from Kale. And Kale's a guy who works full-time back home. I know his wife Lauren is up there watching with his kids at home, cheering for Dad. And John Traverson actually had the opportunity to go up there this summer and visit with him in Michigan and get his slalom course all dialed in. And so if he skis well today, I'm going to take partial credit for making sure his slalom course back home was all dialed in and good to go.
And having gotten plenty of titles under his belt at U.S. national level, including the collegiate nationals in 2004, where he represented the University of Purdue. So, we're going to bring in Kale Burdick, a skier out of the Midwest, as is his good friend Dane Meckler, from different states, mind you, but the Midwestern skiers try to stick together as much as they can. And there is 11.25 meters for Kale Burdick. And as we take a look at this instant replay, we bring in Dane Meckler. How you been doing there, Dane?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, Tony. I'm glad to be back here at the Swiss Pro. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite my day, but it was still fun out there. It's great to compete against all these guys, and it's good to see Kale out here crushing it. I grew up, idolizing Kale, looking up to him. It's just so great to see him back and here, posting a big score first round. I think we're going to see him back it up.
No.
Yes, indeed. I certainly agree with you there. I mean, he's certainly been, just one of those highly underestimated slalom skiers when it comes down to top-level performances. I mean, you don't see him too often paired up against the likes of Thomas de Gasperi or Freddy Winter or Nate Smith or the likes of those skiers. Obviously, I mean, he has a life. He's got to go to work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And here he comes in here at 39.
All right, 39.5 off 10.75 meters.
All right. Had a 3:41 the first round. Little high-sided out of one. Needs to get back down. Gets nice two-ball. Gets himself back in it. Better looking 3 there. A little hitched up, but he's getting good angle out of the finish of the buoy. Back around 5, over to 6. And if anyone's going to scrap their way through a pass, it's Kale. It's a fun guy to grow up with and ski alongside. And
all right, as we look at the instant replay of Kale Burdick, we're just put a button on our conversation here with Dane Meckler. So Dane, how's life been treating you work-wise?
It's been good. It's been busy. It's been a little bit of a weird year. Just been really busy with a lot of things, and still trying to ski and still making skiing the focus here. And unfortunately, it didn't pay off today, but I'll be back at the next one, and I'll be ready to hopefully make the next final.
Yes, and I hear you're in mergers and acquisitions and all that type of thing. But obviously, you're involved a lot with companies dealing in biotech and that kind of thing, and trying to make sure that we got a cure for this dreadful pandemic coming up. And we certainly thank you going forwards in trying to get the funds necessary for those companies to make it happen, I would suggest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bummer year for everyone, and hopefully we'll get everything, back to normal here pretty soon. But it's good to see you guys.
Why, thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Dane Meckler.
Kale, 41.
Round number 1. Oh, and one buoy is going to be it there for him. One buoy at 41 off 10.25 meters. But he's already through to the next round of the competition anyway on the strength of the 3 that he got in the original round. Excuse me? Yeah.
Please, mate. A2. Ah, deux. S'il vous plaît.
all righty, Tony. Next on the water, Mr. Frederick Winter. Touching base on our seedings that we have. Kale is going to have a backup score of a half at 41 now. And Benny has the backup score of 2. So as of right now, Col McCormick first off the dock, then it'll be Kale, Benny Stadelbauer, then T-Gas, and then we'll see what else keeps shaking up as we get further into these guys. All right, let's head over to Doc and see what Wade's got for us.
All right. Tail end of this pass. Wade, what do you have, sir?
Hey, I'm here with Kale Burdick, who was already a finalist when you took the water. What's that like to actually go out in a pro event and like already have a ace in the hole?
Yeah, it felt really good to feel the driver again, feel the lake now that the wind has calmed down, and also get used to the water temperature again. I've been coming from like 20 degrees cooler water temperature, so I really felt good on that set. I messed up my 41 gate, 0 and 1, so hopefully fix that next round.
Well, you mentioned that every lake we go to has a different visual, and the more times we get out there, a lot of times the more you queue up on a lily pad or a pine tree, right? These little small things, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing some consistent movement in the water that it gets to you. You don't feel it on the ski, but you hear it, you see it, and now that I saw it one more time, I can move through that better next round.
Good luck, man. Tear it up.
Thanks.
Back to you, Tony.
All right, then, back with the pride of Wandsworth. This is Freddy Winter. Coming into the course at 11.25 meters. Good entrance round buoy number 1. A little bit of a drift down course, but he's still there. He's still on his feet. 11.25 meters. Keeping the flow going. No worries there for him. Good effort there.
All right, nice looking 38 off there for Fred. Right now, this is all just for seating purposes and feeling the water out. Freddie been training here in Central Florida for the past few years down at the boarding school, so not too far away for him. Not quite a home site, but right down the road.
All right, here we go. Freddy Winter. Now, this is 10.75 meters. Let's see what kind of start he gets. Gets a pretty decent one. Round number 2. Good a little broken over off number 3, but he's still keeping the ski ahead of him for number 4. Bear in mind he's right foot forward, which means he's got the gate shot and 2-4 as his easier side turns. So good skiing there from Freddy Winter. I'm sure his folks in England are watching this. His folks are watching probably in London somewhere. If that is indeed the case, then it's about 20 to 10 in the evening.
They make an app for that on your iPhone.
Pun?
Make an app for that. Tells you what time it is.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't give me the big screen of every major city in the world.
At
the same time.
Just as a reminder, you guys got a couple skiers left today. You need to go vote for your skier of the day. Head over to SwissProSlalom.com. There's no voting criteria. Whoever you think was the skier of the day at your own criteria, make sure to go get him a vote, get him some love.
All right. Beaming to you live from Shanghai to Singapore, from New Delhi to New Orleans. This is the Swiss Pro Slalom 2020 with Freddy Winter, a little delayed off number 1. How on earth he got round number 2 and he's still on his feet round buoy number 3, I do not know.
I was extremely impressed to see after a 1 ball like that, to hook up on that kind of 2 ball and actually get a piece of 3 was mind-blowing. And, huge score right there. That's going to set him up as kind of almost in a tie with Thomas Gaspari at 2 3s. We'll go back here to this replay and just double check he went around 3 ball. I'm pretty sure he did there, but that's probably one of the biggest 2 balls I've ever seen. Yeah, around 3. That's officially going to be a 3 at 41, matching his score of 3 at 41 in round number 1.
He's consistent.
consistent, and at this point, he can do really no worse than being our 4th seeded skier.
But how on earth did he get from there to there?
Well, I look forward to Wade asking that question down to the lake, because I'm a little curious too, because if I could figure out how to do that, I'd be a much better slalom skier than I am today.
All right, as we continue to search for those answers, we'll have a look and see Ryan Canappa. All right, looking here at Ryan Canappa.
Ryan, one of these guys, great slalom skier and really kind of new to the scene the last couple years. He's always been putting out some big scores, but we'll get back to Ryan here in a second. Let's get ready to head over to Doc. I think Wade's got a skier down for us. Who do we got, Wade?
Fred Winter. So, Fred, one of those interesting rounds where you got to ski, but you'd already qualified for the final. So what was sort of on your mind? What were you trying to accomplish out there?
Trying to feel good. I made a bit of a ski change in between rounds, which I made one last night when thinking it would be better, and it was not. In the first round, I felt all out of sorts. Here, I actually felt really good. I felt fine. Messed up one at 41, but happy to get around 3, and that's a pair of 3, so I think that'll put me pretty high up there for the final. It's always strange going out when you don't really, you definitely want to put pressure on yourself, because you're coming back for the final in a minute, and this is a perfect dry run going out 35. But yeah, happy enough, a bit bummed about that 41, but I feel like if I can get that going, I'll be good. My onside's working well, the offside feels better, so I'll have that one.
Save for the final, right?
Yeah, that's right.
See you there soon. Back to you, Tony.
All right, then. So we have got Ryan Canappa coming into the course. We do have some breaking news coming up, and we'll give that to you in just a moment concerning one of our earlier competitors and the score produced there.
All right, Ryan coming through. I was touching base on he's a little younger cat in there. He's sitting here in the top 3, surrounded by Freddy Winter, Adam Saddlemeyer, Nate Smith. Really kind of got his nerves calmed down and is skiing well.
All right. Working away with Ryan Canappa, gotten through 12 meters now. Bear in mind, he's one of our newer skiers into this event, the Swiss Pro Slalom, and hailing out of California, doing a really, really fine job there and using his height to great advantage.
All right, here we go. So we got a shake-up here, Tony. The officials went back and took a review at some earlier competitors. Col Mccormick, remember, laying on the line, and we thought a unofficial 2.5 at 41. The judges went back and took a look at that 2.5 and determined that he actually displaced the 2-ball or the 3-ball there, which in the rules book is not allowed. So Cole will get a score of 2 at 41 in round number 2 and a backup score of 1.5 41, getting John Travers actually into the finals with his 2 at 41, backup score at 2:41. So going back and taking a look at the replay, making sure we got the right scores for these guys, and unfortunately for Cole, not able to be on the right side of the buoy on that one, and we'll be just missing out in the finals, and we'll get Jonathan Travers into the finals. But here we go, Ryan Cannibal, and
that was 10.75.
Was that 39? You sure that wasn't his first pass? Because that was a
39.
really pretty looking pass there. Wow.
That was 39. That was the prettiest looking 39 I've seen so far. All right, continuing to roll right along. We've got Ryan Canepa coming back in at 41 off, 10.25 meters. Then we've got two other skiers to come. We've got Adam Saddlemeyer and Nate Smith.
All right, well, as it stands right now, Nate's still locked in with that 4 at 41. Now it's going to be that kind of battle for seeding. Freddy Winter has the strongest score going in back-to-back threes. Ryan could equal or better that here.
But then you've got Thomas de Gasperi as well, who indeed scored 3.
Oh, well, we don't have to stress too much about it because unfortunately taking too big of a one ball there, going down half buoy at 41 off. So that's going to tuck in Ryan Cannibal right with Kale Burdick there, both having 3 at 41 from round 1 and both having half at 41 from round 2. Moving Freddy Winter and T-Gas up a couple more notches. So still some shaking around to do over here. And Benny Stadelbauer worked in the middle there. But some other solid skiing. He took a big one ball there just to, I think, to see how big he can go because he knows in the finals a 1 at 41 or a 2 at 41 might not even get him on the podium. So try to get that big one ball here at D3, whipping around, and just unfortunately wasn't quite in a body position to be able to hold on to that kind of load. But next on the water, Mr. Adam Sledgehammer Saddlemeyer. Not only is he sitting here as one of the second seed going into this round number 2, Adam's one of the best overall skiers in the world, and speaks to the levels that he can sit here and be a second seeded slalom skier and also, be a top ranked jumper and tricker in the world. It's pretty impressive, and I know Adam does a lot of training over at Drew Ross's ski school in Windermere, and I know Drew touched on earlier that Adam's been skiing really well, and he's a great skier to watch. If you guys want to study anybody and study a technique, here's your guy right here.
All right, Adam Saddlemeyer from the Czech Republic. Former world overall champion. Certainly one of the greatest overall skiers that this sport has ever seen. Has only just recently seen a pending new world men's overall record being set over at Jack Travis's place just across the way by Dorian Llewellyn. Adam Saddlemeyer had that record for quite a while. And still possessing a superb overall capability. That's not to taking into consideration what he's capable of on the slalom course as well. He's won slalom titles as well. His earliest major slalom title was way back in 2011, where he actually won the European Slalom Championship in the cold, frigid waters of Skarnes in Norway.
I'm going to have to get a globe out for next time that you and I do webcast together so I can make sure I know where all these places you're talking about are. But Adam's a great guy, man. Had the opportunity to go to college with him at ULM, Louisiana Monroe, and train for a while. We trained on, well, I would probably consider the hardest ski course to ski on. It was extremely rolly and a difficult setup, and that's really when Adam started to distinguish himself as a force to be reckoned with on the slalom course. And there's a lot of days where you couldn't really run 38 off at the Bayou, and you go out there to your first tournament and you always ski almost a pass better because it was such a hard place to train. And that's where Daniel Edvarco, Martin Bartowski, Adam Saddlemeyer really started tuning in the slalom skis and really setting themselves on a whole nother level of being a pro-ranked slalom skier.
All right, let's have a look at this once again with our instant replay. Adam Saddlemeyer just really relaxing on the back of that slalom ski as he makes his gate shot through to buoy number 1. Good transition there. You can definitely tell that he is a right foot forward slalom skier with the ease that he makes that ski go around the 2-4-6 side turn, and also including the gate shot because that's a turn on the same side itself. And there's still a lot of debate out there which foot forward is preferable to top class slalom skiing, whether it's left or whether it's right. But
well, I think it's whatever you don't have, because I'm envious of left foot forward skiers 1-balls, and then they're envious of me being able to get a good gate and getting a good 2-ball being a right foot forward skier. So it's they each have their pros and their cons. You know, a left foot forward skier, it's going to be a little harder to get that gate turn in, whereas a right foot forward skier like Adam, it's a nice easy roll in. It's easy to get your hips through the turn. And here we go. Adam Saddlemeyer, 39 off.
Skier number 19 of 20 on this list. This is Adam Saddlemeyer. This is 10.75. Still early, still on top of the buoys. Whoa! For the most part.
Wow. I don't know. There might be a hole down there in 6-ball, because some of these guys are down there and kind of getting themselves.
Going to have to take a look at this. The judges are requesting a video review towards the end there on the six buoy on this particular run of 10.75 meters. Doesn't really make too much odds to his potential qualifying for the next round, because he's already done that with 3 in the previous round, mind you. But the judges want to get this right.
Here we go. This is a 6-ball that's in question. Got pulled up out of 5 there, and no,
it's a 5-ball.
Nope, just inside 6-ball there at 39 off for Adam, and unfortunately, it's going to be an official 5 buoys at 39 off, so his round 2 is going to be done. But that being said, he's already through to finals. I know he wanted to crack at 41 just to feel it out. But that's still going to seat him, down towards the bottom of the guys with the log jam at 3-ball. So we'll, at the conclusion of Nate, we'll get some answers for you on our exact seating going into next round. But good little effort there, and it's going to bring up Nate Smith, our current world record holder, last off the dock here.
Pause for review. Yeah.
All right, so there's Adam Saddlemeyer, 661 pounds, 3.821 ratio in comparison to his body weight. So that's the stats for Adam Saddlemeyer as we make our way down to our final competitor in round 2. And then we're going to go into the finals for both the women and the men.
All right, well, we got a little break here. We'll give you guys a little update on behind the scenes of kind of what's going down. I told you guys about they went back and reviewed Col Mccormick's score of 2.5 at 41, which essentially eliminated John Travers at that 2 at 41. Now, being the nature of it, it is a competition, and skiers are allowed to protest, fellow competitors' scores if they feel that the judges did not call it right. A protest was brought forward by John Travers to put in question Col Mccormick's 2.5 at 41 score that he posted. And in return, we're now meeting with the officials down there. You'll see are meeting with Col Mccormick on potentially taking a look at that gate call from John Travers, because that was under review at one point. So just to we'll keep you guys updated on the status of reviewing John Travers' gates at the 41 off, and taking a look at what we moved Cole's score down to a 2 at 41. So we'll keep you guys updated as we get through that. Have a decision for you here shortly. And no 35 off, Nate Smith. You guys can just watch that one because it's pretty straightforward.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned all of that, because
that's where the fine print of the rule book gets in there, and it is there for a reason, Tony, because as good of a job as the officials do, a lot of times little things are missed or need to go back and taking a look, and kudos to you guys for having the ability and the repay's ability to come back and look at a set of gates, look at a skier's individual turns, and see if they got around the buoy, and make sure that the scores are right and that we're not giving the short straw to anyone who had a good performance. So we'll keep you guys updated. Wouldn't be a slalom event without a little bit of drama here behind the scenes, but we'll have an answer for you here within the next few minutes on the official 8th position going into the finals, whether it be Col Mccormick with a 2 at 41 or if John Travers Gates counted there and his 2 at 41 in round number 2.
All right. I hope you got all of that. As we continue right along with Nate Smith, the current world slalom record holder, 2-time back-to-back world champion from 2013 and 2015. The only slalom competitor currently in the pro ranks to have the distinction of gaining 2 world championships back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, Nate's one of those guys. When he came onto the scene, probably about 10 years ago, he came onto the scene hard and has never left. Being extremely unique. When he came on, he was just very efficient, a light, skinnier slalom skier. I know he made a lot of slalom skiers go back to the drawing board on the way they wanted to attack the slalom course. Nate's a guy that I got a chance to compete with growing up a little bit, and I'll never forget nationals in Texas one year. I thought I skied pretty well. I was like fourth, fifth seed, and then ran well in the 35 off. We were younger, and then Nate goes out there and smokes 35 and deep into 38. And I was like, who's this kid from the Midwest that came out of nowhere and just made us put our tail between our legs that day? But ever since then, man, he's been a force to be reckoned with all through juniors, and now obviously, if not the best, one of the best slalom skiers in the world, and doing things that some skiers have never done before. So very impressive, and we'll be in for a treat here with Nate comes back in 39 off.
All right, here we go. Glad to see some of my friends are tuning in. Steve Glanfield, Charlie Emmett, Carol Lowe's tuning in as well. Nate Smith on the water, getting through this pass of 10.75 meters, 39.5 off. Oh, making it look sweet too.
Textbook, and I remember there was a stat. It's been a while since I heard it updated, but I mean, how many times Nate has run 39 in a tournament, and how many 39s he's won in a row, and you can see there just here at the Swiss Pro, 3-time champion here at the Swiss Pro-Am. Will Asher upended him last year to take the win, but Will's no longer in the mix for the finals, and Nate's got the top score of the tournament so far with 4:41. So I look at it as it's his tournament to lose at this point if he's not able to kind of push that score and stay on his A game.
All right, so. Nate Smith, statistically speaking, certainly one of the best skiers out there. He's run through, 10.75 meters or 41 or even 41 off over 100 times, it would appear to be the case.
Yeah, no, it's the guy's his statistics on how well he skied in such a short amount of time. I mean, you think about it, I say 10 years, it may seem like a long time, but you got the likes of Will Asher and Chris Parish who are out here, have been on the pro circuit for 2 decades. And, Nate's been on it for quite some time now, but what he's accomplished in those 10 years, people only dream of. So, quite the athlete here. 41 off. Good-looking angle out of 1.
Nice.
Looks 2. I like this, Tony.
Nice.
Good-looking 3.
Nice.
Big 4.
Nice.
Is he going to do it, ladies and gentlemen? Is he going to do it?
Yes.
Ski round 6.
Boom.
There we go. You have it. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 buoys, 41 off for Mr. Nate Smith. I guess it was a good time to hype him up a little bit because that was impressive. Wow.
Yep, you're not far wrong there. An impressive performance there from Nate Smith.
I mean, Tony, this is a pass that only, a handful of guys, I think it's around 10 or so, have ever run in the history of water skiing. And Nate has gone out there and done it countless times. And that 41 off looked just as easy as his 38 off. And it's unbelievable the way he's able to stay calm, keep that ski in the water, especially on his offside on 135 there, get the extension to get around 6. So very impressive.
All right, let's have a look at world record, shall we? Currently Nate Smith holds the world slalom record with 2 1/2 buoys at 9.75 meters, 43 off the line length that we've got right now. He's broken the world record the last 2 times. And he's had a lock on the world slalom record since 2013. Here we go. This now is Nate Smith. Round 1. Oh, try to make a play on one. I don't even think he even made it on the outside. We'll have a look at an enhanced view of this to see if he actually made the turn. But at 9.75 meters, everything has to be perfect there, Zach.
Yeah, and, you know, these guys don't get a ton of reps at 43 off. And
inside.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'll see the judges call that there. It looked inside to me. 40 to 43, everything has to be so perfect to be able to really get past that. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, looks like that ski just kind of ran over the top of one ball there. Waiting for our official call from the headquarters here. But regardless, you know, Nate, that 41 looked beautiful, and I know the guys on the dock who are in these finals are going to be watching that and going, "Woo, boy, I better get ready and put my big pants on," because that looked easy for Nate. And if anyone go out there and have a repeat performance like that, it's this guy. So you got a couple guys who have run 41 that are in the finals. It's going to take something big today to get on that podium.
Yes, and we're hesitant to say who has actually made the 8 spots through to next round of the competition, but we can say unreservedly that Nate Smith is going to make it through to next round, as is Adam Saddlemeyer, as is Ryan Canepa, as is Freddy Winter, as is Kale Burdick, as is Thomas de Gaspri. Beyond that,
Hey.
Thank you. They didn't give one. Oh, they didn't give you one? No, they didn't. Yeah, I couldn't see it.
All right, just got confirmation. 0 for Nate Smith there at 43 off. He's still going to be your top seed going into the finals tonight with 6 at 41. Just an official score there of 0 at 43 off for Nate Smith. Take a look at the webcast there. We're going to get these women's finals out there in the water, starting off with Allie Nicholson, followed by Jamie Bull, Manon Constard, and Regina Jaquist. So a fun field here coming up. They're going to get that boat gassed up, get Becky back in the driver's seat, and get these ladies out there in the water. Stay tuned.
And all that is to come on the 2020 Swiss Pro Slalom. We'll be back right after this.